So for quite a few years now, Sony's been making arguably the best premium wireless earbuds, the latest being the 1000X Mark IVs, which are known for great features, great sound quality, and above all else, unbeatable active noise cancellation. But they have some drawbacks, the first one being the massive size of them. The earbuds are absolutely huge, and the second one being the price. They're $280, which is out of reach for a lot of people. But Sony just came out with what they believe to be a mid-range pair, but in my opinion is going to outcompete the high-end 1000X Mark IVs for quite a few reasons I'm going to mention throughout this video. And these are the brand new Sony LinkBuds S. Now, these earbuds are more compact. They're a lot more comfortable. These earbuds also have incredible active noise cancellation that is competitive with the high-end model, the X Mark IVs, and these cost substantially less. But that's not all. In this video, I'm going to talk a lot about what I liked and what I didn't like about the Sony LinkBuds S. But before we get any further into the video, I just want to point out that LinkBuds S, finally Sony's coming out with a much better naming scheme than WH-1000X Mark IV, which honestly nobody ever remembers, and so LinkBuds S, much better name for this one. Now we'll talk about what the LinkBuds S had to compromise to cut the price back from the X Mark IVs, but one of the things that they really didn't compromise much was the active noise cancellation. And this is one of my favorite features about these earbuds, being that when you put them in, not only are they very, very powerful, but they're also really clean. Meaning you don't have any kind of hissing, you don't have any white noise, and it feels like you don't have earbuds in, it just feels like the room got quieter, which is really the goal for earbuds, and that's a goal that a lot of earbuds really miss. Even very powerful ANC earbuds, sometimes they have hissing, sometimes your ears feel stuffy. These really don't have that. And so just for reference, I mean, I did a test, a classic test where I play a white noise on my laptop. I don't have these earbuds connected, and I want to see how, at what volume they're able to block out that white noise. So with the sound being a jet noise, the LinkBuds S were able to block it out up to volume about 22 or 23, while the Sony 1000X Mark IVs were about volume 24 or 25. So you can see these were really, really close in magnitude. And on top of that, like I said, being that the LinkBuds S are substantially lighter, that gives you an advantage of feeling like you don't even have earbuds in your ears and just it blocks sound around you very passively in the background. So that's a huge positive there. But I mentioned that being lighter is important and has a lot of other advantages. So let's talk more about the physical design as a whole. Now, these have two different colors. They have white and black, and you can see the case itself is very similar to the X Mark IVs in many regards. Like it's slightly smaller, but otherwise it stands upright, has USB Type-C on the back. We also have a button on the back for pairing, and this is made out of recycled plastic, so it does feel slightly more like matte and maybe a little bit cheaper. It gives it a lighter feel to it, but I mean, the case is definitely going to be durable enough. I don't really have any concerns with that. And when we open the case up, you'll see the earbuds are probably about half the size of the 1000X Mark IVs, which I think is a massive reduction considering they still have 6 hours of battery in the earbuds, which is really impressive, and 20 hours when you include the case. Now, the earbuds themselves on the outside have a touchpad. You can customize this sort of, and I'll show you the app in a little bit later in the video, but these also have a microphone on the bottom covered with a little mesh screen, and I'll get into a microphone test. And on the inside, they have a proximity sensor, so you can actually sense when they're in or out of your ears for auto playing and auto pausing. And Sony added a really cool new feature for the autoplay and auto pause, which essentially allows you to take these out and just connect to Spotify and start playing automatically. Now, we'll talk a lot more about the features and the functions within the app, but Sony's really been marketing them as the smallest high-res ANC earbuds, which I know is really pinpointing one specific thing, but I would say that's a specific thing that everybody's trying to be. Like, you want to be the smallest because one, it's going to be more comfortable if they're lighter in your ears, two, it's going to be smaller in your pocket then, and three, they're going to be more secure if they weigh less. They're less likely to fall out of your ears if you're working out or running or something like that, which, by the way, these are IPX4 water resistant, so working out shouldn't be a problem. But the second thing there, being high res, of course, is audio quality, and you want these to sound as good as possible. Now, resolution isn't everything, and we'll dive into what these are good and what they're not good at. But of course, the third thing being ANC earbuds. Really, it's a really solid package for a pair of earbuds. All right, so this is the onboard microphone on my Pixel 6 Pro, just to show you the ambient sound around me. Now let's check out the LinkBuds.
All right, so this is a microphone test with the LinkBuds S. Obviously, a lot of wind going on right now, a lot of traffic behind me. And when I was saying before about not liking the transparency mode, like I said, a little bit tunnely, but I kind of realized right now one of the big issues is the wind. I definitely hear that a little bit, but let's see how the microphones sound if I was in a video or on a phone call like this. Leave a comment and let me know if you can hear what I'm saying.
And now for reference, these are the Sony WF-1000X Mark IVs.
Again, let me know what you think of this microphone in comparison to the LinkBuds S to see which one actually sounds better and how close they really are.
So as you heard right there, the microphone on the LinkBuds S is honestly even better than the flagship X Mark IVs. Let's actually dive a bit deeper into that autoplay feature I was talking about earlier. So if we open the Sony app, you'll see we have 4 tabs: status, sound, system, and services. Over in services, this is what I was talking about. So they have Spotify Quick Tap, which is similar to what we saw in the Galaxy Buds, and it essentially allows you to start or resume playing on Spotify without ever having to take your phone out of your pocket. So if you just put these in your ear and you double tap, it'll start playing Spotify. You also have Endel Quick Access, which I've never used that service, but I believe it's like soundscapes or white noise. And we do also have autoplay as well, which essentially is going to allow you to automatically play either music or relaxing sounds or whatever when you put the earbuds in your ear. So really a cool service there, and something I'm excited to see and really start using more. Currently it's in beta, but by the time you guys actually get the earbuds, hopefully they are out of beta. Now, going through some of the other features, this is where we start to get into really one of the caveats. One of the things that I thought was a setback on these earbuds, going back to status, we have adaptive sound control, which some people might really like this. And this is going to allow you to change between essentially active noise cancellation or transparency, like a hear-through mode, which the hear-through mode on these is good, but it's not the best. Like, there's many of the earbuds out there that sound a lot better and you hear their surroundings better. These sound a little bit tunnely, like a little bit more synthetic and digital, but regardless, they work and you can hear the things around you, and it's a decent enough experience, but not the best. And that's not really the reason that I don't necessarily like this feature. The main reason is because if you're wearing them and, like, say for example this morning, I got out of bed, I put them in my ears and I was just listening to music, walking around doing stuff, and then you like go up to the sink and you want to brush your teeth. Because you're standing there, they're gonna all of a sudden give like a beeping sound and then switch over to like a different mode, whether that's active noise cancellation or something like that. But that I thought was a little bit annoying, that it makes that beeping sound whenever you start walking or whenever you stop walking. So I turned adaptive sound control off. That's a feature that sounds really cool, but at least for me, it's not something that I really plan on using. If we go over to sound, you have some really cool things here. However, you have Speak to Chat, which allows you to just start talking and it'll automatically turn your music down, as kind of pause it a little bit, and you can hear your surroundings. So you turn a hear through mode on. So if somebody comes over to your desk and it detects that you start speaking to them, you don't have to take the earbuds out. It'll just reduce your volume. You can talk to somebody, and then when you're done talking, it'll give you maybe 15 or 30 seconds, and then it'll start playing your music again. We have an equalizer down here, of course, and the sound quality on these, honestly, they sound really good. These have LDAC, which is going to be one of the best codecs you can get for listening to music. When you're listening to music, you'll notice these are pretty warm, almost to the point of being a bit dark, and they lack a little bit of brilliance and sparkle, but definitely there is a very strong sub bass, great resolution, and a little bit less spatial replication and instrument separation than the X Mark IV. So they're not quite at the level of those with the overall capacity of the earbuds, but the overall sound profile of these, I think they sounded really good, especially if you're listening to Tidal or something and you can really make good use of that high resolution. These are really a fun pair of earbuds that most listeners, especially an untrained ear, are going to really enjoy. A pretty surprising amount of bass for a small pair of earbuds like this as well. Now, of course, if you're more of an audiophile, you're going to notice that, like I said, it's a little bit on the dark end. I wish we could boost up the treble a little bit more. The EQ didn't quite do it for me, but regardless, still a pretty solid sounding pair of earbuds. Now, of course, any kind of adjustments you want to make, you can do that in the equalizer right here. And of course, scrolling down, we also have Sony's 360 Reality Audio. I didn't turn that on because I don't ever really like the spatial audio from Apple or 360 audio on here, but some people really do like that, and that's a cool feature that, again, does work with something like Tidal, for example. And we have DSEE Extreme as well if you want to turn that on. So otherwise, if you go over to System, this is where I said you can kind of customize the touch controls, but not really. Like, you can only customize left or right. So if we tap on the little settings icon there, we can choose the left earbud or the right earbud. And for each one, you get a choice of one of 3 different preset functions for them. So you can either have playback control, which gives you this array of settings, or you can go to volume control, which only gives you 2 things. And so you can't really choose. Like, you can't say single tap do this, double tap do that. You have to choose a package for each earbud. And so that's something that I wasn't really fond of. I don't know why they didn't let us customize each individual function like Sennheiser does, for example. Hey, so I'm editing the video right now and I realized I didn't mention that these do not have wireless charging, which for $200 I thought was really surprising. I don't really know of many other earbuds that cost nearly this much and don't have wireless charging in 2022. But leave a comment and let me know if that's something you're willing to live without, or if you think that that is a deal breaker. A big positive is that the LinkBuds S are using Bluetooth 5.2, which is the latest version of Bluetooth, which is great because it allows you to listen to just one earbud at a time while the other one is in the case. You're also getting pretty low latency, but one thing that I was not seeing with these that I was really hoping to see was a multi-point connection. I was really hoping I'd be able to connect the two phones at once. Now, maybe that's something that's going to be updated in a firmware update, but at least right now it's not something I'm seeing. So the LinkBuds S, like I said, Sony thinks that these are going to be a mid-range pair. So they're going to go between the 1000X Mark IVs, which are $280, and the $180 regular LinkBuds, which have kind of an open ear concept. These are $199, so that's what they think are going to be the mid-range, but I would argue that anybody considering getting the 1000X Mark IVs might be just as happy saving the money and getting these. In fact, many people might even be happier because although you're making some subtle compromises on some of the high-end features or sound quality or active noise cancellation, these are really, really close in almost all regards, also costing $80 less, and most importantly, the earbud itself is substantially smaller, which to me, I think is a really important part of a good pair of earbuds. So if you guys have any other earbuds that you think I should compare these to, let me know. I know it's a really competitive space at the $200 price, like this, the Beats Fit Pro are there, Jabra Elite 7 Pro are there, Galaxy Buds Pro. There's a lot of earbuds at that price, and there's also a lot of earbuds below this price that would be very compelling. For example, the Galaxy Buds 2, although they don't sound as good, ANC's a little weaker, they are also a really small pair of earbuds, or maybe something like the Sennheiser CX Plus. But in conclusion, these, I would say, are really an incredible pair of earbuds. I love the way they sound. They're very small. They're very comfortable. The compact design, I know I keep saying this, but that's one of the biggest positives with these. The fact that you're getting great ANC, great sound quality, and a lot of features in such a compact design that's still giving you 6 hours of battery life, I think is really a huge win for these. But it's also a really competitive space. So anybody looking to buy these, I mean, there's a lot of other earbuds out there that are really competitive. But the good news is we are, in a way, approaching peak earbuds. So anybody who buys these, I seriously doubt you would have any regrets. And I don't think you'd be even tempted to upgrade until these end up breaking sometime way down the line in the future. So share your thoughts in the comments below and let me know what you think of the LinkBuds S. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking and subscribing. I'm Mike O'Brien. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.